Hi everyone, this is Soap17, and in this video I'll share my journey in how I applied for Korean university myself, and I'll share some useful tips and useful information that can help guide your understanding in how to apply for Korean university. Specifically, I'll talk about Ewha Women's University, and I'll talk about my experience and my journey, and I'll cover some tips that I wish I would have known sooner, and I hope this video will be helpful for you guys. Enjoy! First, I want to start by introducing myself and telling you about how my journey went when I first started applying for Korean universities and why I specifically chose Ewha Women's University. Because honestly, I was considering 3 other universities as well, and I spent a lot of time, especially after I graduated high school, I spent a lot of time searching about Korean universities and all the requirements. So I think I know a lot of things, and I definitely know the struggles of international students wanting to apply directly. So yes, the common misconception that you might have about me is that I'd adhere on the Global Korea Scholarship, which is the most popular scholarship that many students come to Korea to study with. I know that the scholarship is very popular for good reason, because it does cover all the tuition and it does cover the living expenses. When I first started to really consider applying for Korean universities, I did of course consider applying through Global Korea Scholarship, but the application process is very complicated. It has a lot of steps, and at that time I already was living in Korea, so applying through the scholarship required me to send the documents to Korean embassy in my home country, which was very difficult, and the quota from my country was only 1 person. So the odds of me winning this scholarship were very low, and it required a lot of time, it required a lot of effort, so I thought I could just bypass it and try to apply directly to universities, which was actually much easier. And I know a lot of students who also considered to just ditching the Global Korea Scholarship and applying directly. But again, I want you guys to think for yourself. If you are in need of financial aid, it definitely is a good idea to try and apply through Global Korea Scholarship, because it does offer a lot of opportunities for you guys. But if you are maybe an older student, like maybe you are over 20 years old and you wish to study in Korea, maybe consider applying directly to university that interests you, because universities in Korea do provide scholarships from their university. So when I first started my journey in trying to apply for Korean universities, or rather searching about Korean universities, I was always interested in programs that were conducted in English. I think I'm much more comfortable in English than I am in Korean. I studied in Korean before, and I know how hard it is, no matter how good you are at Korean language. So I definitely thought that if I do get to study in university, I would rather study in an English-led program, and those are very limited in Korea. Popular majors that are conducted in English, probably international studies, which is my major, Korean studies, Asian studies, and so on and so forth. My first advice to you guys is to pick specific particular universities that you want to apply for and focus on them, because universities in Korea do have very different requirements when you are applying to them. So they're not vastly different, they're sort of similar, because they do require a certain level of language efficiency, but in general they are pretty different. Maybe focus on a couple of universities that you really want to go to, and focus on meeting the requirements in those specific universities. When I was looking to apply, my top 3 choices were Ewha Women's University, Yonsei Underwood College, and Incheon National University. Yonsei University and Incheon National University were both located in Incheon, the city where I was living. And Yonsei University has an Underwood College where the education is completely in English, so it's sort of a college that was designed to be like an American style college experience. So all the majors, all the departments are in English, so the whole education goes in English, and that was something that was really interesting to me. So the first 2 semesters, the first freshman year of those students mostly is conducted in the campus that is located in Incheon. So that was definitely something that I considered when I was looking to apply for Korean universities. But ultimately, I only focused on Ewha at the end. I think I'm the type of person who really needs to focus on one thing at a time. I'm not really good at multitasking. The thing that I noticed is that the difference in applying is Yonsei required you to submit English proficiency certificate, which was either IELTS or TOEFL. But Ewha and Incheon National University did allow you to apply with other English certificates, which were much cheaper than TOEFL or IELTS. Ewha allows you to apply with this TAPC, which is sort of a Korean version of TOEFL that is much cheaper, because if you want to take TOEFL or IELTS in Korea, it's easily can reach $300 for a test, and that is very expensive. So I looked into it and I found that you can apply with this test, which is, I think I paid maybe $40, $50 for it. So the prices are insane. The difference in prices are insane. International University also allows you to apply with TOEIC, as far as I know, as far as I checked last time, which was also a much cheaper version of TOEFL or IELTS. So that was something that I considered when I first started to apply. Universities do allow you to submit much cheaper versions of English certificates, but some universities like Yonsei only allow you to submit TOEFL or IELTS. But if you do already have those certificates, or if you are from an English-speaking country, that's not something that you really have to worry about. So the information I'm going to cover in this video, I pulled through this PDF that is the most recent up-to-date PDF on the admissions for international applicants for Ewha Women's University. I read through it and it's practically the same as it was for when I was applying, so last year for the fall 2024 semester. But I do highly encourage you to check the website for newer versions. If you're watching this video in a year or maybe in 2 years, the chances are that the application guidelines are probably changed are very high, so definitely check. This is the PDF, which is very standard. Ewha posts this PDF when the application season starts, so before the application season starts, usually twice a year, so you can either apply for a spring semester or you can either apply for a fall semester. The other tip that I would give you is to start your study in Korea in the spring semester, because that's how the academic year in Korea is structured, even in schools and in colleges, that students start their studies in March and they finish it in the end of the year, so in December. I started in the fall because there's just a lot of circumstances that I couldn't really start from spring, but I wanted to. So I started in fall. It's not a big deal technically, but you kind of go backwards a little bit because most students start in spring, especially Korean students. And by the time you come there, the only students who start in the fall are usually just international students. So if you want to be on the same like wavelength as other students, definitely maybe start in the spring. Okay, so this is PDF for international students, and you are considered an international student if you do not hold a Korean citizenship. And as far as I know, if your parents do not hold the Korean citizenship as well, so you are considered an international student. The application is fairly simple. So first you have to apply online. So you fill out the application online on the website. Usually the Ewha posts the dates when you have to apply, do the online application. So you fill out the application and you submit your documents, scanned documents in a PDF format, and you wait for the preliminary admission results to be announced, which usually happens like a month after or maybe 2 months after. So the dates are here. If you are applying for a spring semester, which I'm sure you already applied because the online application deadline is from 5th of September 2024 to 10th of October 2024. If you applied for a spring semester, the preliminary admission decisions were announced on November 1st. So if you do get preliminary accepted, that means you passed the first round, and that means that you open to a second round of admissions now. So the second round of admissions is just simply submitting all the documents through a physical means. So all the documents that you collected and you submitted through a PDF format during the online application, now you have to submit them in person or by post. So I highly encourage you to collect all the documents beforehand, and so to have all the documents prepared already, because if you do get accepted, you only have a very limited time limit to submit all the documents, and if you can't submit them in time, you just get eliminated. That's a harsh way of saying it, but it's true. So after you send all the original documents, you just have to wait for the final admission results. Those will come a month later, I guess. Yes. After you submit your original documents, the final admission results were announced on December 13th. So the whole application process does take a while. I know how hard it is to wait for the results. I was there once, but if you are prepared and if you have all the documents ready, you don't really have to worry much, because I think you'll be all right. So, but I know how nerve-wracking it is because I was there once. After you do get accepted, you get the acceptance letter, notification to pay your tuition. And if you are residing in your home country and you're not in Korea yet and you're coming in with a student visa, you do have to submit a bank balance certificate, 20 million won in your bank account. It is done to prove the immigration office that you can support yourself and that you can pay your tuition. And after you submit your bank balance statement to the university, they will issue you a certificate of admission, which is then used to apply for a student visa. So if you do plan to study in a major that is conducted in Korean, as far as I know, you don't really have to apply a Korean language certificate, so topic. You don't have to apply it now, you don't have to submit it now, but you do have to study Korean during your first freshman year. So universities don't really require you to submit topic nowadays, but they do require you to learn the language during your first freshman year, which is doable, I think, but it takes longer for you to sort of close all your credits that you need for graduation. And honestly, my advice to you is just to learn the language beforehand. Even if it's a small amount, if you want your education in Korea to be as smooth as possible and as stress-free as possible, as in anxiety-free as possible, you do need to learn Korean. Honestly, if you do come to study in a major that is conducted in Korean, you do have to learn Korean and you do have to know Korean, because in the classroom, you will be against other Koreans. And it will be very hard for you to get good grades and to actually absorb the information that your professor tells you. So please know Korean beforehand. This is the tip that is crucial. When it comes to language certificates, I did submit an English language certificate. I did submit this one, which is TAPC 326. I submitted this one and my score was, to put it right here, my score was 470 and I had a level 1. And this is the certificate that I submitted with my application. So I didn't submit TOEFL, I didn't submit IELTS, I submitted this one. So when it comes to required documents that you need to apply, you don't have to do a study plan, you don't have to do a recommendation letter. Those two are requirements if you do a graduate program, but if you do an undergraduate program, you don't need to do that. So that's a big plus. Also can apply for a scholarship because Ewha University offers a lot of scholarship for international students. So if you do want to receive a scholarship, and I highly recommend you do that, you can do a scholarship application form. It's sort of just an essay, so you sort of write an essay on why you need a scholarship and why they should give you the scholarship, and they review this essay and sort of either give you the scholarship or don't give you the scholarship. So definitely apply. It's not like a hard application, it's just an essay, so do that. When it comes to a high school certificate, so you have to submit a graduation certificate that you graduated from your high school, and you also need to submit your high school transcript. Academic system varies from country to country, but if you already have your high school diploma, you already have your high school transcript, your high school diploma, and your graduation certificate, you now need to verify it. So what I mean by that is that you either have to make an apostille or you have to do consular verification. I did an apostille and it took me a lot of time, so please be prepared beforehand. As soon as you get your high school diploma, verify it, because they will not look at it without you verifying it. And all the documents that you have that are not in English or not in Korean have to be translated and notarized. As you can see, the application process for university when you apply directly is actually much easier than, for example, if you apply through a Global Career Scholarship. Ewha University offers a lot of scholarships that are very achievable for you guys, I think. So this is the type of university that is a hidden gem in the sea of other universities in Korea. If I did interest you in applying, I'll be very grateful for that. I know that application process can be very difficult to get through, especially if you a young student who just finished high school and if you want to study in a foreign country. So definitely consider giving Ewha a chance. Nobody paid me to do this video, by the way. I remember the times when I first started applying and how overwhelmed I felt, because there was just so many things that I couldn't really get at the time. Again, check the appropriate information on the website in the real time, because the information that I covered in this video pertained to when I first applied, which was fall 2024 and spring 2025, for example. So definitely check the information on the official website, because information does change with time. Don't just rely on this video, guys, please, I'm begging you. And I guess if you have any questions that I haven't covered, please leave them below, and if I do have sort of information I can help you. But I think when it comes to your specific situation, it's better to actually email and contact the Office of International Affairs, which is the Ewha office that deals with international students, and they will be much more equipped to help than I can help you guys. So yes, this video is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to check my dorm tour house, because I covered a lot of information and I showed you how my unit looks and how my single room looks. So if you're interested, please check it out. And yes, I'll see you in the next video.